Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. And this is Richie Dotson with Chateau Debris, aka my office, my shop, Acoustic Box, acousticbox.com, Chesterfield County, Virginia, the Richmond area. And we've got something a little bit different that we're going to get into, slightly more in depth. We'll shoot a video later about these specifically, but what we have here is a little bit different. This is a 1926 Gibson TB-3. I know it looks like a 5. I'm still not used to an 11/16 bridge. What we've got here used to be a ball bearing. Now I want to start with the neck. As this was a typical style 3, someone had done some modifications to this banjo over the years. This was not standard. This would have been usually blank. Never say always or never about Gibson. It was a master tone. There's a little master tone block. You can kind of see it now. And someone had really done a lot of wear on this, and I think they had refinished. Well, I know they had refinished the resonator. See this weird orange color? Shouldn't be. The heel might be a little more typical of the color. So you'll also notice these tuners have a screw on either side of them to hold them on instead of a screwed down grommet from the top. These were the Grover made, and they actually say Grover patent on them. These were what are commonly known as Grover 2-tab tuners. And they work pretty well. They're 2-to-1, and these from the 20s will usually have this knurled bit on them. It's hard to see, but maybe we'll take pictures or something later. But this banjo was also a ball bearing banjo. So let's take a look at the ball bearing tone ring. It's really just this brass. I'm not sure how they made such a alien spacecraft looking thing, but it's obviously in 3 pieces. You've got a bead up here, you got a lip here, and you got a tube here, and there's lots of holes drilled in this thing. And it's fairly lightweight, and in 1926 in particular, or in some 25s, the lines are blurred, and I'm not really a 1925-26 guy. Lots of people are. So the outside that you perceive as a tone ring is actually this skirt. It's made of brass, and it has a hole in it, just like a tone ring would later in 1927. And it's called a ball bearing because there were 24 ball bearings on 20. Yes, that is a ball bearing. 24 of these little ball bearings, steel ball bearings, sat on 24 of these springs. A washer went under the spring, then the spring went on, and then another washer went on. Then the ball bearing sat on top of the washer. The washer had a little hole in it, so the ball bearing would hopefully stay in place when you put everything else together. So you've got 48 washers with a spring sandwiched in between them and a ball bearing setting on that. And the rest of the tone ring, or tone chamber, if you will, set on that this way round, so that, as you can see, the head would set on this, and it would look like an arch top from the outside. And there you have it. So this resonator and the original neck back there had been refinished. It kind of, they were shiny, we'll give them credit for that, but they were the wrong color. So there was barely enough binding left on this to pull this off. But we were actually able to refinish this. Sometimes we don't get that lucky. So if you can see the wood rim peeking through there, that's what we matched everything to. I think we did a pretty reasonable job. The other thing that we have in here is Steve Huber of Huber Banjos in near Nashville, Tennessee, built us a ball bearing to flathead conversion ring for this. He does this quite well, and if you're shopping for a ball bearing to flathead ring, 1926 is the year to go with. Some 25s work, but there's a shotgun skirt, and I think it had a different lip, or you had to add some wood. I don't know. I start checking in pretty solidly from 1927 to about 1942, and I'm getting into these ball bearings because this, with the Steve Huber ball bearing to flathead conversion ring, well, you judge for yourself. A couple of other things different. If you notice, the bridge is, I'll get a shot of it. That's radiused. That is an 11/16 bridge with a 12-inch radius. And if you look at this also, the radius on the bridge, the top of the ebony and the bottom of the ebony are radiused. And if you are very astute, you'll see that the maple underneath the bridge feet cut, that follows that radius too. We had some really good luck with these. People are starting to notice them, and we sell a lot of flat bridges, but now we're getting into the radius market because we're building a true radius. It's not just radius on top. It's radius throughout. I feel like it gives you a more even punch, power, and balance. My chair is squeaky. If you're looking to get into the pre-war banjo game, these are a little finicky to set up once you get them because they're still 24 5/8, I think, inch holes drilled in the wood rim here. And an alternative to that that we've done, we're able to take care of before, is to fill them. Yep, we've got maple of roughly the same time period that we lathe and glue into there, and it does make a little bit of a difference. We've had good luck with that. We're doing a Style 5 right now from 1926, and we've done Style 3s and 4s before. So anyway, that works pretty well, but it's early. The banjo doesn't take a back seat. And remember Ron Bloch's 1926 Granada. Kind of the same deal. Of course, a maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, Steve Huber's wonderful ring, and all the ball bearings are gone. Well, they're not gone. We're going to hand them back to him. And I think this thing had a marvelous resurrection, in my opinion. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. If you like seeing these odd things and my bits of explanations about them, hit the little subscribe button and hit the little bell notification button if you'd like to be notified when I do upload these things. Thank you for watching. God bless y'all, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.